Hey there, I just know you've had a tough day today. So, wouldn't it be nice if you knew how to do less, but yet accomplish more? Well, on today's episode of Men on Fire, that's what we're going to talk about, the law of least effort. Stay tuned. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Men on Fire. My name is Micah Wren, a former mechanic and engineer turned transformational teacher. And each week, I'll deliver an inspiring message to help you excavate those repressed inner negative feelings and install new thoughts that will finally allow you to truly become the person you were born to be. Welcome, and welcome to another episode of Men on Fire here on Soul Mechanic TV and Soul Mechanic Radio. So, as we said in the intro, wouldn't it be nice if you knew how to do less, but still accomplish more? And that is possible with something called the law of least effort. Now, how could that ever work, you're thinking? Well, we have to follow nature in order to try to figure some of this out. You see, nature doesn't go out there and just try too hard at everything it does, like most of us humans do. Nature does not expand more energy or expend more energy than it needs to in order to get things done. Grass doesn't try to grow. It doesn't sit there and I gotta grow. It just grows. That's all it does. Trees, they just grow. When a small tree grows up and hits a branch of another tree, it starts to move in another direction. That's all. It doesn't say, hey, I don't like you, big tree. Get out of my way. No, it just decides to do something else. Fish don't try to swim. They just swim. Yeah, sure, they swim a little faster now and again or a little bit slower, but that's just what they do. They swim. It's the same, really, if you think of you trying to walk. You have a natural pace. Some people walk faster, some people walk slower, but there's a pace that feels good for you. And that's what you should be trying to accomplish, is just walk at that pace that feels very comfortable. So, you see, it's human nature to make our desires and our dreams come true and manifest in physical form. However, most of the time, we're just trying too darn hard. And what do I mean by that? Well, when we seek power and control over others, and so many times this is what's actually taking place. We're trying to get something accomplished maybe, but we're trying to do it by taking control of the situation, having power over other people, deciding what they should be doing and doing it your way instead of letting them do it their way. So we're getting things done, but we're trying so damn hard that we end up screwing up in the long run. So, and even when we seek money, for example, we go out there and try to seek money for personal gain, not just to keep it flowing, like we talked about in one of our earlier episodes, right? That was the first episode we talked about, or I guess three episodes back. So we talk about, money is energy. That's all that is. And when we hoard it and keep it to ourselves, the energy can't grow and multiply. We're not spreading it around. And money is for making things happen, which the famous Richard Branson said. So we cut off ourselves from the natural flow of energy. So we're not going to be able to get more money because we're trying too damn hard. So we waste energy chasing this illusion of happiness, some illusion of happiness we have in our minds, that we want to get to the corner office or the promotion or get all that money so then we can finally be happy. But that's never going to happen, because happiness is a state of being, not a state of having. So you can choose to be happy right now, in this very moment. And I know there's things going on in your life that maybe don't make you feel like you want to be happy, but you can choose to start looking at the glass being half full instead of half empty, and therefore starting to make things look a little bit better for you. And at least effort, the law of least effort is expanded when our actions are motivated by love. Instead of trying to get something, we're trying to give something, which again we talked about in one of our last episodes. So we're motivated by love because all of nature is held together by the energy of love. And when our actions are motivated by love, then there's no waste of energy. We're not wasting any energy. And I can tell you, as an engineer, I studied energy and how the waste of energy is not a good thing in any design, even though there's many things in the world that are wasting energy all the time. You just have to see the people putting the pedal to the metal at the stoplight to the next stoplight, and then they're converting all that energy from the fuel into the engine, into the drivetrain to propel them forward, and they're converting that into heat energy by slamming on the brakes so they can make the next red light. But the energy just transforms, right? It can never be created, or it can never be destroyed. It is only transforming. Energy only transforms from different forms of energy. So believe me when I say that it's a waste of energy when you don't put love into anything and all you're trying to do is get and get. You're spending all that excess energy to control people, to make them do your bidding and make it do your way. It's a waste of energy. It's not needed. You don't have to expend near the energy when you're just doing it with love in mind. You know, in fact, our surplus energy multiplies and can be channeled to create anything we want, including unlimited wealth. So that energy, the love energy, can be used for that instead of using all this excess energy for things that are unproductive and won't get you to eventually where you want to be. So how can we put this law of least effort, this do less, do more thing into action? Well, you can do that by following these 3 steps. Number 1, accept people, circumstances, and events as they are at this moment. When faced with challenging situations, just remind yourself that this moment is as it should be, because the entire universe is as it should be. Again, when faced with a challenging situation, just remind yourself that this moment is as it should be. And number 2, take 100% responsibility for the situation that you're in right now without blaming anything, anyone, including yourself. So take 100% responsibility for every situation that you're in right now, because somehow you had a hand in everything, right? So instead of blaming others or anything, or even yourself, just let that go. And number 3, and this one's hard, not that the other 2 weren't, but this one's hard, particularly hard. Get rid of the need to defend yourself. Get rid of the need to defend your point of view. We spend so much time trying to defend ourselves when somebody else has a slightly different or sometimes vastly different point of view than we have. But they're entitled to that. So go ahead and give them your point of view, but you don't have to force it on them. That you're trying to make things, you're right and they're wrong. Why? Because your self-esteem and your self-worth is dependent upon making others right. And that is what we call, folks, a dictatorship, which is not the way we want to live, right? You're just doing it in mini form, dictating your terms to everyone else. So get rid of the need to defend your point of view, because when you are defenseless and not defending yourself, you are open to all points of view. You're open to them. You don't have to adopt them. You are open to them, and then think on it a little bit. Maybe a week later, you go, you know what? That person had a couple of good points. I still feel that I believe this for whatever reasons, and it could be perfectly valid. And I don't go along with that, what they said, but you know, they had some good points. So you're not defending yourself, wasting energy defending yourself, right? So do those three things. So to put that law of least effort into play, accept people and circumstances and events as they are. Take 100% responsibility for the situation that you're in and get rid of the need to defend your point of view. And if you practice those three things, you will start having more and more energy able to use towards love and not trying to dominate and control other people. So that's the way nature gets things done. It doesn't do that. It doesn't dominate and control. It just is. And it goes about its business every single day. It's just us complicated humans that screw it all up. So thank you for listening to today's episode. I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon on another episode of Men on Fire. Bye for now. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. As always, keep what feels good and dump what doesn't. And remember, live without judgment, give without expectation, and love for no reason. Follow those three simple expressions, and you'll be well on your way to an inspirational, intentional, and successful life. Until next time, you're the one.